Kenya is in turmoil after President William Ruto's explosive address to the nation. On July 9, 2025, Ruto ordered police to use lethal force, telling them to shoot and break the legs of anyone looting or damaging property during protests. The directive shocked the country, with many seeing it as a direct attack on civil liberties and a green light for police brutality. Instead of calming unrest, Ruto's words galvanized opposition and deepened public outrage. Human rights groups and legal experts immediately condemned the order, calling it unconstitutional and dangerous. The protests, originally sparked by the death of a blogger in police custody, have now grown into a broader movement against economic hardship and state violence. Ruto's hardline stance marks a dramatic shift, with critics warning it signals a dark turn for Kenyan democracy. The nation is now more divided than ever, as the president's edict pours fuel on an already raging fire. Kenya's opposition leaders responded with fury, demanding President Ruto's immediate resignation or impeachment. Kalonzo Musyoka, a leading opposition figure, called Ruto's order an impeachable offense and a betrayal of the Constitution. The opposition argues that a president who advocates extrajudicial violence has lost all legitimacy. Their demand for resignation has unified and energized the protest movement, transforming it into a campaign to oust Ruto. This showdown has pushed Kenya's political crisis to the brink, with both sides digging in. The opposition points to a pattern of state violence and impunity, framing the crisis as a battle for the soul of Kenyan democracy. The stakes have never been higher, and the nation's future hangs in the balance. Beneath the political drama lies a devastating human toll. Over 50 people have been killed in just 2 major protests, according to Kenya's Human Rights Commission. The death of street vendor Boniface Kariuki, shot by police while selling masks at a protest, became a national symbol of injustice. His funeral drew crowds and political leaders, highlighting the government's responsibility for the violence. Kariuki's story is one of many. Mothers of over 100 slain protesters mourned alongside his family. Each death deepens the nation's wounds and strengthens calls for justice and reform. These are not just statistics, they are lives lost and families shattered. The human cost is fueling a movement that refuses to be silenced. The government insists Ruto's order was meant to deter chaos, not target peaceful protesters. Under public pressure, authorities have arrested 4 police officers, including the one accused of killing Kariuki, now facing murder charges. 3 more officers were charged in the death of blogger Albert Ojwang, whose killing sparked the protests. These prosecutions are rare and seen as a test for Kenya's justice system. Critics argue these are isolated cases in a system plagued by impunity and emboldened by the president's rhetoric. While the government claims to pursue justice, Ruto's edict undermines trust and reform efforts. The contradiction at the heart of the crisis remains unresolved. Kenya stands at a crossroads, its democracy under threat from escalating violence and political deadlock. The opposition's push for impeachment and the government's hardline stance have polarized the nation. More protests loom, and with Ruto's order still in effect, the risk of further bloodshed is high. Human rights groups and the international community are watching closely, urging restraint and accountability. Kenya's reputation as a regional anchor is at stake, with global partners demanding adherence to democratic norms. The upcoming plea hearings for accused officers will test the judiciary's independence. The path forward, confrontation or dialogue, will shape Kenya's future. For now, the nation holds its breath, hoping for peace but bracing for a long struggle ahead.